Alright, back again with the Lowrider 1980 May. And just to start off, to say this is a cool cover, you know, um, just to show a contrast between, the the 90s Lowrider, which is this, and the old school Lowriders, which is this. Me personally, I prefer this only because I don't know, it has more style. I think the way people dress. Don't get me wrong, this is cool too, but this is like the big controversy issue with Lowrider Magazine, in my opinion, where women in the early days, they didn't have to show off skin to be on the front cover or to be popular, but then I think on all the 90s lowriders, they're all showing off more than enough skin, and that's just something to consider when buying lowrider magazines. What kind of style you want, what era, because the 80s era very different than the 90s era. 90s era very different than the 2000s era, but just to show that contrast. Sorry for burping. I'll try to edit that part out, but yeah, let's get into it. I even like the ads. The ads are very stylish. I guess now in 2022, this kind of fashion is rare, and it's almost historical, because now I guess 2022 in the 80s, it's 40 years back. Can you believe it? 40 years ago. I remember in the early 2000s, something that happened on in the 1980s was 20 years ago, but now it's 40 years ago. Damn. But alright, I'm not gonna lie, I did read this a little bit earlier, and I do want to read one of the articles. This one called "A Mad Mom from Whittier." I think that's a picture. But I think this is why I wanted to do the contrast with the magazines. But it says, "A Mad Mom from Whittier, dear Lowrider, just read the letter about women should know their place. How could you print that letter from a male chauvinist pig? I have never written a letter to a magazine. I subscribe to your magazine, and I am 36-year-old mother of 4 sons. I have never heard from them or my husband that my place is in the home and to only look at better homes and gardens. I look at your Firme magazine as soon as the mailman drops it off. We look forward to it. My boys fight over who is going to look at it first. My sisters, who are all married with children, look at it, along with my nieces and my son's girlfriends, and even my mother-in-law. But never ever have I read a letter that made my blood boil. No wonder his name is withheld. He is a chicken something something something, who in their right mind would want to write to him, white or brown. I hope that MCP doesn't ever get a letter from a girl. No wonder he is where he is. I didn't like the issue either where girls are half naked. I told my boys another issue like that and I would send it back. If that girl wants to see girls, or what does it say? I don't know. Wants to see girls with their butts hanging out, fine. Let him buy a magazine called Hustler or Playboy. That would be about right for his garbage small brain. Leave this fine magazine for our good families and friends, except for the one issue. I'm not gonna let some tell me my place is in the kitchen making tortillas. Forget it. My sons treat your magazine like a big deal. It is a big deal for them and us all. Enjoy it, but let's leave this guy out, okay? And Mad Mom in Whittier. Josie Estula. P.S. Come on, where's Rosa's car? Let's get it back to her. So you heard it here first from a Mad Mom from Whittier. And that just goes to show, I guess she has a point about half naked women in magazines, but pretty cool. Pretty cool car, pretty cool spread, nice interior, even the top. Pretty cool pictures. This one right here called Cruising into the Past. Some Teen Angel arte. You know, I wish there was some kind of documentary about Teen Angel. Something like a Bob Ross kind of style, you know, where he like takes you around his studio. But rest in peace to Teen Angel. I'm rich. 66. Man, all these pages are sideways. Fernando Ruelas Duke's Car Club president. Profile of a lowrider. And me personally, I love this old school stuff. I wonder if these places still exist. South Sam Houston, Odessa, Texas, San Antonio, Bajito Body Shop, Taste of Latin, Blue Sea Cruise. Nice, this is a nice shot. Pretty cool with all the boats in the background. This right here looks like a sick ass edit. All these vatos lined up and it's all cropped out with some huge ass looks like airbrushed onto a car. And then they put that as the background. So sick. Midnight Sensations. Lowrider Fever and Antonio. These two picks are freaking sick. Even this one's pretty cool. Little car for the baby. Something I learned is that these lowrider events are called lowrider happenings. That was pretty cool. Technicolor. Damn. Look at all those layers of paint. And again, when I look at the side of this car, it just makes me think of like the future, where, you know, when a car is moving by really fast, you just see the lights in the nighttime. That's what makes me think of this. Like, these guys were going so fast, like the paint just had like just streaks. It's a sick ass ride. The Artistics. Entertainment, nice and easy. The Benny Martinez Show. Man, I can't believe the 80s were 40 years ago. Damn. Lowrider Times took their second anniversary. Tribute to Salazar. For those who don't know, I think it was 1979 where he was shot in the protests in East LA. Oh, it says right here, 1969. August 29, 1969, the day he died. Protesting the war in Vietnam, how the USA was sending Chicanos to fight the Vietnam War, even though Chicanos here back home didn't have like access to education or to equal wages, and there were more Chicanos dying in Vietnam than there were Chicanos here in the USA, so it didn't make any sense. This drawing is super cool. And so one of the protests they were doing, Ruben Salazar was a journalist, and I think he was shot by one of the police, and he died. Him and two other Chicanos. So in total, 3 Chicanos died that day. Silver streak. And if any of you guys ever get the chance to buy a Lowrider magazine, it does change something inside of you where the first time you open it, it's like a time machine, and it's a very surreal experience to just open it up and to see that it's still in good condition. This article is super cool about a Chicana in going to school, and she just old Migvatos farm in East LA. Pretty cool. It's motorcycles in the patio. And that's it. But I'm gonna go back and read that chick's little interview because it's a short interview, and I think it's worth it. Ecstasy. You guys ready for another reading with the roach? Alright, here we go. Alright, so Portrait of a Chicana Student by Sabina Aragon, or I guess the student is called Sabina, and the interviewer is Rodriguez. And here we go. If you think college is for tapados, like Richie Cunningham and Poindexters, then you probably haven't been to a university lately. Throughout Aslan, Raza is going to college in increasing numbers. We here at the magazine consider education to be the number one priority for Raza. For that reason, we have presented students from Northridge, San Jose State, Phoenix College, and now from the University of Nuevo Mexico. So Lowrider asks, from what high school did you go to? Man, this picture makes it hard to read. Okay, it says Sabina, Highland High. When did you first get the idea of going to college? My last year of high school, it was either work or school. I didn't want to be a waitress or secretary all my life. Everything that interested me needed a college education. What interests you? Business or PE right now? I'm planning to minor in Spanish or French. Do you know a lot of people here? Yeah, some I knew from school, but most I met here. And it continues on top. What do you think someone should first start thinking about college? Then it says, when they first get into high school. Did anyone help you get there? My mom. She encouraged me. I had friends that tried to talk me out of it. Do you see more Chicanos going to college now? Yeah, more than I expected. In other places, Chicanos experience discrimination where they are prevented from going to college. Did you ever experience that? Some, but when I did, I just tried to improve my work even more. Do you think any Chicanos can go to college? Oh yeah, I think anyone has a will to go. I think if anyone has a will to go, they can with a little effort. What courses do you take here? Spanish classes, jogging classes, English and algebra. Were you prepared to take those courses? Yeah, I took a lot of college prep courses. Have you ever taken a Chicano class here? No, but I was thinking about taking La Raza history. Why do you think more Chicanos or Chicanos don't go to college? I think too many get married too soon, but that shouldn't stop them. They don't know what they're missing. And what do you think they're missing? A career. You meet so many neat people, it's fun. Did you party a lot in high school? A lot. Until my last year. I like it better when I don't party. I don't drink and I enjoy it better. I feel when you drink and smoke, you're doing damage to your body. When you get into physical education, is that when you became aware of that? Yeah, I jog a lot, I exercise, and I even lift weights. And your mind? I feel real aware. I feel kind of smarter, but I don't mind partying once in a while. That's it. That's the interview. And it just ends. Okay. That's Sabina, Aragon, the McVato's farm. Ecstasy ride. And tomen la cerveza Schlitz. And boom, that was Lowrider Magazine. May 80. Alright, thanks for watching. And look out for my other stuff.